What's up, everybody? Zack, Mwekassa, the Black Warrior. It's a beautiful day. We're going to talk about something very interesting. I was going through the internet and I found something very interesting. Actually, that was sent to me by somebody. And I went through it and it's very, 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 very captivating. Basically, it's a story of a Jamaican lady. Seems like owner of Airbnb, Jamaica. You know, Airbnb hosts a lot of different people from all over the world. And she's been complaining a little bit about specific people. So we're going to watch for a bit, then I'll make a comment right after. Let's go.
African people stay here, I have Jamaican people stay here, I have white people stay here, I have Spanish people stay here, and I have Black Americans stay here. I'm not saying not all Black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been nothing but problem. Only two good ones came here, all of them. Fight late at night, not with me, with each other. They're disrespectful, they're entitled, they're unappreciative. And it is that way because America has spoiled them and give them so much free shit where they think they could come to Jamaica and get the same free shit out here and be nasty about it. I'm not saying all of you are like that, but because of that, I'm not risking my health and my happiness for people. No short-term stay. No short-term stay. It's not going to happen here. I'd rather eat salt and banana and let goats and cows live into my houses than I have people come here and stress me. I will not hate my business because of customers. A lot of business people are miserable because of some kind of customer.
So the lady explains here that, first of all, it's not all Americans, but some Americans that have come to her place have been really, really uncontrollable. And she specifies that she's had many people from all over the world. She's had Europeans, she's had Canadian, we're talking about white people. She's had Italian, she's had many, many people from different places. But she's had the most difficulties with African Americans. And she says that she's only had 2 African Americans with whom she worked appropriately with no difficulties. And she's not going to lose her peace because of her business. She's not going to compromise her mental health to accommodate people that seem not to appreciate small things that they do for them. Unfortunately, she received a lot of backlash from the African American community and some other people that were definitely not happy to hear this lady express herself openly in that way. So, what do you think about this? Does she have the right to say, you know what, from now on, I'm not accepting any African American in my business? Because from my personal experience, I see that I've had the most difficulties with this group of people compared to other groups of people. Is it okay to say that? Does that make you racist or xenophobic? Can we say that? Do you have the right to choose people you want to work with and say, you know what, I choose not to work with you guys because I've had a lot of negative experience from you guys? Is it okay to do that? It's a very interesting question. The thing is, most of the time, we don't like to ask ourselves questions that matters because we tend to be very defensive. As soon as somebody brings something across that doesn't suit your needs, doesn't fit your whatever you have in your head, you get defensive. If somebody said to you, you know what, you don't smell good, how do you react? Do you jump off and start screaming at them? Or do you actually sniff yourself and see if you really are not smelling good? I think the latter is the best, right? Unfortunately, we don't do it. And this is not the first time. This takes me back to something I think I've narrated it to you. I was in Southern Africa for a while. And I was traveling across the street. This happened to me a few times. And I saw a white lady in a car. As soon as she saw me approach, she winded up a windscreen. Okay, so a mirror or whatever, windscreen went up. And I was really, really upset with that. Because in my head, I say, you know what? This lady thinks I'm a thief. She thinks I'm a robber or something. Like, I'm not that type of person. I was really, really angry because I know, knowing in the depth of my heart that I will never do such thing. She judged me just because I looked black. I was very angry. But guess what? A couple of days later, I was myself victim of armed robbery. Okay, they took my stuff, they took my phone, they put a knife on my throat and stuff like that. The gun flying and all that stuff. Then I thought about it and I understood why she was the way she was. Why she did that to a windscreen. Why she lifted it up. Of course she was protecting herself. Of course she probably had bad experiences in the past. Of course maybe somebody in her family has experienced this in the past. So it's very easy to say this is stereotypical. Just because I look black, this is how they want to treat me. Just because I'm from this place, that's why they think I'm a criminal. Maybe people from your place are criminal. Did you think about that? Maybe people from your place are most of the time involved with negative activities. People from your place are maybe violent, okay? And I understand that it's hurt, it's not comfortable to indulge in that. It's not very easy to sit down and look at yourself and say, you know what, my people act in a very odd way. But I think that's where it comes to maturity. That's one of the things that separates mature people from immature people. You look at yourself and you understand when a white lady trying to wind up her screen because she sees you as a, you know, you go like, okay, I understand her because she's been probably through things before from people that look like me. And another thing I want to say, like I said before, some of us have some sort of behavior that's acceptable in our community. It doesn't necessarily mean those behavior or that behavior should be accepted by other communities. You know, you could be somebody loud. Some of the communities are loud. You speak very loud. You scream at each other. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody else will be okay with it. And I've seen that. People that scream, people in Africa are different, okay? We are all brothers, but we're very different. Culturally, we have the same foundation in many things. We all pay dowry. We all respect our elders. We all have, some of the stuff that we do that are very similar, but we also have differences in some instances. Now, some of the Africans that speak very loud, like they scream at each other. They go to an apartment where people are very quiet and they start screaming at each other or screaming. Okay? The neighbor comes and go like, guys, please, you're making noise. They react to that. They become disrespectful. The neighbor goes back. They start talking again, very loud. The neighbor calls the police. Then how do you react? The neighbor is racist or the neighbor is xenophobic. Doesn't like me because I come from such and such place. You not consider it. Just because it's acceptable to your community within your frame to talk loud to each other doesn't mean that everybody else should accept it. It's not part of their background. I mean, everybody live based on how they were brought up. My father used to tell me, if you go to whichever place and you find people dancing to the left, you have to dance to the left. You see them dancing to the right, you must move to the right. You don't have to adopt it. You don't have to become the right or the left side. You need to just simmer down and don't be outstanding in a place that does not belong to you. In my view, before you pin somebody and you scream at them saying they are xenophobic or racist, because a lot of people say this lady was praising Europeans and she's got self-hate, downplaying African Americans and stuff like that. I think she's got a case. If you've had several experiences with different people, 10 times, 11 times, 20 times, they're acting in the same similar way, I think you have the right to say, you know what, we need to slow down a little bit. And of course, again, she says, it's not all African Americans. I've had some good ones, but I'm sorry, the majority of people have done wrong. And I know you're probably not that person that does wrong. You're probably one of the very well-educated people. But unfortunately, you're going to leave the consequences of people that have done negative things, people that belong to where you belong. And it's not just you. I know there are many people out there that don't fit in the profile of, typical whatever. But what do we do about that? Are we going to call on racism and everywhere, somebody trying to look at you, getting out of the shop if you stole something? No, I don't think you should. I don't think so. In some community, people steal. Yeah, we know that. I understand. It may sound, there may be some, glimpses of racism, and some people may be genuinely racist, trying to treat you in a particular way, but doesn't mean everybody that wants to scrutinize you is necessarily racist. I don't think so. If your community is known for certain things, for violence, and people avoid you for that, is that tribalistic? No, it's not. Your tribe is violent, or most of the people of your tribe act in a way that is violent. That's why people avoid you, okay? If your people are known, like I said before, sometimes you see people, you praise them because they're intelligent. In their community, they seem to be intelligent, or they're business-wise, they make good business decisions, okay? They're very good with money. We all know that. When you praise them, they go, yeah, my community are very good with money. They accept that very easily. But why do they have issues accepting when the negative points come across? So it's easy to accept compliments. Yes, my people are very savvy with money, but when it comes to criticism, it's also very difficult. Oh no, it's stereotypical. You can't talk like that. We're not all like that. Well, are you all rich? No, you're not all rich. But most of you are, maybe. But you were okay with that. You didn't say it was stereotypical. But when we talk about negative, then that's stereotypical. You need to mention it. No. I think this lady has got an experience, and I don't care whether it was African American, Japanese, or British. She has the right to choose who she feels comfortable to be with, because she's running a business. At the end of the day, she needs to be happy with the business and have less effort. That's why you have a business. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a pleasure to exchange with you. If you feel like you want to join us, please feel free so we can build this community together. God bless.